welcome back to my channel. My name is Mia. Today we have the reader problems tag video. This tag was created by About to Read. I will have her original video linked down below for you guys to check out. I was not tagged in this video. I just wanted to do it because, yes, the reader's struggles are real. There are 11 questions, so let's go ahead and get started. Question number 1. You have 20,000 books in your TBR. How do you decide what to read next? I just go with my gut feeling and I pick up whatever book I feel attracted to and I start reading. I do not choose the book chooses me. Like, I look at a book and you'll say, hey, you want to read me? I'll be like, hell yeah, I want to read you. And that's how it all starts. Question number 2. You're halfway through a book and you're just not feeling it. So, do you continue to read and push through until the end, or do you put the book down and give up? I'm a very stubborn person, so far I've yet to put a book down that I haven't liked. I'm very persistent. I mean, I've put the book down, I think I've slowed down my reading of it, but I always try to push through just because I feel like it's such a waste of time. I mean, I've already committed all of this time into reading this book, and what if it gets better? I think that's a big factor too on why I continue reading books. I ideally would like to be able to just put the book down if I'm not liking it, because there are so many other books that I have on my TBR that I would like to read. Question number 3. The end of the year is fast approaching and you are so close yet so far away from your Goodreads reading goals for the year. Do you try and catch up to your goal, and how? Like I say, I'm stubborn and I don't like to lose. So yes, I would definitely try my hardest to complete that goal. I will probably do so by reading smaller reads that I think are going to be very interesting. Maybe short stories, maybe poetry books or comic books. Something that will be shorter and yet count towards my goal. And it's still something that I want to read, but it's something that will take me less time, so it increases my probabilities of finishing my goal. Number 4, the covers of a series you just love changed its cover. How do you cope? Okay, we have to talk about this because I really like my covers to match if it's in a series. If the covers no longer match, it upsets me. Basically, how I quote, I try to get it in a different publication where the covers match, or if all the paperbacks look the same and only the hardcover changed and vice versa, I would try to stick to the cover that I like the most. Otherwise, I may put off buying the book and just get it out of the library. I know you should not judge a book by its cover, but if I hate the cover, I just don't want it in my bookshelf. Nothing I can do about that. Number 5, everyone and their mothers loved a book that you just didn't really like. Who do you bond with over shared feelings? Usually when I read a book that everybody loves and there's so many good ratings about it and I just think it was I didn't like it too much, I personally first go on Goodreads and I try to look at all the reviews and I try to see if there's somebody there that thought it was about the same as and I may just comment on their review in Goodreads. Otherwise, I will also go into YouTube and see if anybody else had similar opinions about the book. Number 6, you're reading a book in public and you're about to start bawling your eyes out crying. So how do you cope? I don't cope. I don't deal with it. I cry because that's what my heart's telling me to do. So if my emotions are overpowering me, I don't care where I am, honestly. I can be in a train, I can be in a bus, I can be in a park, I can be wherever I am, and if I get all teary because the story is making me feel that emotion, I do nothing other than follow my emotion. So I feel that if I close my book and put it away, or if I avoid the situation so that I can take over control over my feelings, I'm depriving myself from the pleasure of feeling the feelings the book is meant to make me feel. So I personally don't care. I got no shame. Let's just put it that way, okay? Number 7. So a sequel to a book that you just love came out, but unfortunately you've forgotten some of the events that took place in the first book, or you don't remember the plot as much. So what do? Do you go on Goodreads or online and try to find a synopsis of the book so that you get an idea? Or do you reread the first book entirely? Or do you just give up on the series, start crying? I don't know. I will just look at the synopsis inside the first book, and you'll most likely start to bring back memories of what it is that I read. That's always being helpful, so that's usually what I do. Otherwise, if it's something that I've just forgot a couple of events, but I still have a pretty clear idea of what the storyline is supposed to be about, I'll just start reading it because things will start to come back as I continue on to the story. Number 8. So you do not like people borrowing your books. So how do you tell them politely, no, hell freaking no, when they ask you to borrow your books? I would probably go and just buy them a copy. Yeah, I would buy them a copy and just give them a copy and just be like, here you go, but you ain't touching mine. But if it's somebody that I'm not too close with and they just ask me to borrow a book, I would tell them honestly, unfortunately, I'm just not very comfortable letting people borrow my books because I'm very attached to my books. And yes, this may be silly, but I just am. So I'd rather not let people borrow my books. I wish I wouldn't care if people borrow my books, and I am working to improve that because, you know, books are meant to be shared, and it's a beautiful thing when you can create this connection with other people. The problem is that I've had many situations in the past that I've let people borrow my books and they've either ruined them, never gave it back, wrote on it, marked on it, or did whatever to it, and no, that ain't cool. Number 9, reading ADD. You've started to read about 5 books, you've put all 5 books down. How do you get out of the reading slump? I usually read multiple books at the same time. I feel that they help me to read faster because sometimes you can get a little bit bored, you know, if you're too intense on a story. So I feel that giving it a break and jumping into a different story helps me. But if I hit a reading slump, I just stop reading for a moment. Sometimes you just need to take a break. And if you're just not in the mood for it and you're forcing yourself to read, first, you're not going to understand what it is that you're reading because you're not going to be paying attention to the story. And second, that's just going to make your slump even worse. So what I usually do is I'll take a break from that. I'll go watch some videos, listen to some music, or go and do anything else that I feel like doing at the moment. Number 10, there's so many books coming out that you're just dying to read. How many of those books do you actually buy? I usually don't buy new releases if there is not a series that I've already invested time on and know that I love. And I try to get deals, discount books. I try to shop on thrift books, on book outlets, my local thrift stores, get books out of the library. First, I don't have too much space to keep all of these books. And second, why waste the money if it's a book that you don't even know if you're gonna like? Number 11. After you've bought all the books that you were just dying to get and read, how long do they sit on your bookshelf for before you actually read them? It depends. It depends if I'm in the mood for that specific book or not. So I don't actually have an average of time. It can never even make it to my bookshelf, or it can be there for months. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So if you want to do this tag, go ahead and do the tag. Please do link me down below all your videos. I would love to watch your videos. So that's it for this video. I will see you very soon in another one. Bye!